Talk normal.
Talking normal and talking normal. Look at me talking normal.
Hey, look at me talking normal. That was funny. Hey, look at me is probably one of the funniest things.
I don't know why.
Because I guess it's not subtle. It's just, it's not
It's
like,
like
hey
your-
guys, I did this thing.
It's like your
no.
sister saying, I'm over here now.
Yeah.
And she's been sitting there for 10 minutes.
Hey, look at me. Look
Give
what
me
I
your
can
attention.
do. Yeah.
Here I is.
We left that door open.
So, doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well, I figured the Meemaw will be back.
The Meemaw?
Who does that? Who calls their grandmother Meemaw?
Sheldon.
Ah.
He's her moon pie.
That's what it is. She'll be back soon to take in the stuff. If she's going to get stuff, I think she's going to get stuff.
We'll take in the stuff.
I know, but it'd be easier just to take it right here, right? So, the fact that it's open kind of doesn't matter. So, wow, we almost made it.
Yeah. Almost.
Ye of red face.
Sorry.
Wow.
It burns and it itches.
Yeah,
Wow.
looks like it. What happened?
I took a shower.
What the F?
That just happened from a shower?
Man, showers are deadly. Showers ain't right.
Okay.
Don't
so
tell people that.
in 20 years, you should have
Right.
noticed that every time I take a shower and wash my hair, my face gets red. It doesn't normally burn and itch. That's only been like the last 3 weeks.
You allergic to water?
I am allergic to Grand Rapids water. That's why I itch after every shower for hours.
But what did you do before when you lived here?
I took a really heavy antihistamine that made me sleepy.
That was the only way that it made that.
And it didn't
Better?
stop it either.
Oh, I thought you had a cream or
No,
something.
that was Keegan. Keegan had
No, something you had something.
When we were
Because you've been
in-
dealing with this since I've known you.
Well, no, since we moved into the house.
Well,
Since Aaron was a little.
that's you're talking like months now into the relationship. I mean, really.
When we were in Foshan, I had that lotion that.
No, I'm talking about when you lived here.
Oh, I don't remember
I
having
remember you
a
having
cream.
a thing that you could put on when it would stop the itching and burning, but the redness would still be there until
No,
it subsided.
I don't remember that.
Because now you look like Brian Williams after a weekend.
Yeah.
If anybody remembers Brian Williams on the nightly news, he's not on the nightly news
He's
anymore.
on MSNBC now.
But when he did the nightly news, he'd always, every summer, he'd have this ring around
It
his
was
eyes that was
year-round.
super bright, and then the rest of them would be like
It's
tanned
from
up.
being in a tanning bed with the little goggles on.
Yes,
Trust
I
me,
know,
I
but
know.
that's. Go outside, man.
I know.
It was summer. I mean, it wasn't like you couldn't tan everything.
Well, and it's not like he couldn't, put foundation like the rest of us.
Foundation. Oh God. Now you want the man. I mean, the man already wears makeup for his job.
But yeah, then, do the rest of it around his eyes. Like the rest of the people who are on the television.
Like the rest of them peoples.
Yeah.
Them TV folk that live inside the
So
TV.
this has been a week of nothing but bad news.
Yeah.
That's not been fun.
No. Not so much.
And then we end the week with more bad news.
With horrible news.
Worst news. The worst news that could possibly news.
No.
It's not the worst news
it's
that could
not the
possibly
worst.
news.
But it is bad.
It's up there.
So we start the week with, no, you can't come to Poland,
No, you don't have jobs anymore.
which is great because that was the way the money was going to get earned.
Right. That's how we were going to eat.
And then we ended the week with Chadwick Boseman dying yesterday of colon cancer that he's been fighting for
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
He did a slew of movies while going through
What?
surgeries and chemotherapy, and kept it quiet.
Yeah, nobody knew. Like, nobody knew anything. I didn't have an inkling. I mean, I don't think okay, I saw The Five Bloods. Even in seeing that, and I think that was his second to last film that he did,
Mm-hmm.
because there's one that hasn't come out yet that he did. And I guess I didn't see him as skinny or looking sickly or anything. I guess I just didn't see that. I mean, from
People
one movie to
change.
from one movie to the next, maybe maybe that was his normal size, and maybe he buffed up a bit for Black Panther,
Right, because look at Will Smith. I mean, he goes up and down and up and down and up and down.
depending on the role.
Yep.
And a lot of people do that. But yeah, it was very surprising. Like, somebody posted it, and I saw it this morning when I got up, and it was just like, what?
Yeah, we all knew before we went to bed last night, but you were sleeping, so.
So that leads to, what does that mean for what's to come in film and Black Panther and the MCU? Because we are very invested in the MCU at this point.
Yeah, even I've
So.
seen almost everything.
It's very much.
You're only missing one, aren't you?
You
No.
could you could fix that at any time.
Oh, sure.
Especially now. So back to Monday. So now we're not just stuck. We're here.
Jobless.
It was much more fun when we were just stuck. Because you knew you could be unstuck.
Yeah.
Now we're just in a place. It's funny because it feels, this now feels as bad as it did in 2008.
Yep.
But worse because there is no house,
Right. There is
no car.
privacy. There is no peace of quiet.
Huh? Okay, you're talking about other things.
Yeah. But we did get our driver's license this week,
But we have no car.
so it's kind of pointless. It's a very somber show.
It's kind of been a bad week. Because now, for the most part, I almost don't even know what job to even try to go for.
Well, that's the problem. Like, everyone keeps saying, stay in the States, stay in the States, stay in the States. You know, get a teaching job in the States. But all the teaching jobs in the States require you to have a teaching certification. Well, we've been outside of the country for 9 years. We don't have teaching certifications in the U.S.
And I never got a teaching certification.
But to even get one costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time.
Hey, you have to go back to school.
Right.
Because you can only get the certification, as far as I know, through an accredited institution, which means going back to school.
Well, you have to take...
And you have to take the MTTC.
Right, and you have to do the student teaching. Now, I think they're waiving student teaching because of COVID.
Well, I guess if there's no students
Right.
at the school, I don't know how they're doing school here, but
It's varied. Some are in person, some are online.
Right.
It's varied. But I had someone say, oh, well, you know, just apply for a teacher's aide position. And I said to
I
them,
thought about that,
I said,
like a parapro.
would you want to be a teacher's aide after you were a principal? And she was like, absolutely not. And I said, what makes you think that my husband would like to do that?
I don't think I'm going to have a choice.
And
I feel like a foreigner coming here that has taught
that's
for
exactly
years,
what I said.
and
That's
then they
like,
come here and they're not qualified to teach anymore.
right. This is like a world-renowned brain surgeon coming from another country who now has to go back to school in the United States
Yep.
in order to be able to work here. This is exactly what it is. Like, so
Like?
it's super. I can understand why you have PhDs who are cleaning toilets in the United States, because
Yeah, but that
the
isn't
US
that more
makes
about
it-
the market, not
no,
because of qualifications?
I'm talking about a foreigner coming in with a
Oh,
PhD
yeah,
who
yeah,
now
yeah.
has to clean toilets
Yep.
because they can't work in their field because it's the United States, and unless you have the certifications from this country, you aren't qualified unless
And
you're
those
sponsored by a
qualifications,
company.
those qualifications have no meaning outside of the country.
Right.
So even if, and I thought about this too this week, is like, even if I tried to go and get certified here, and then we left again,
What's the point?
the certification still will have no meaning, and I'd have to maintain the certification, I'd still have to come back here to keep it going. It's almost like keeping going the driver's license.
Yeah.
Why keep going? Why keep something going that you're never really going to ever need or use here?
Right. Yep.
You know, it's almost like having a car here.
Yep.
You have a car, you maintain the car, you pay the taxes, and you pay all the duties on the
Insurance and
car
blah, blah,
and
blah.
insurance, but you're not using it, and you can't use it when you're gone.
Yep.
So it's like a bad situation. Like even getting a job, not even a career, just a job somewhere. I don't even know what to go for. Somebody
Right.
told me yesterday the census, but I thought that was over.
I thought it was too.
Like based on what they were saying, that when the census was going to end.
Yeah.
I thought that was like not available, but I didn't look any closer than that. But the idea of finding, I mean, it's like we need to have an income, but maybe we shouldn't be looking for a job,
It's weird.
because the process of getting the job,
Well, I
and
also
and it's like we gotta do something, because we don't know how long we'll be here.
right, and I was saying, because someone was telling me, oh, you should just, me personally, you should just go apply at some preschools. I know there are a bunch of them that are hiring in your area, and I said, okay, sure, but if this was before we knew, I said, but I get in there, I do all the work to be the teacher in the classroom, and then I get my work permit and I just leave?
Oh, yeah.
That's not fair to the school or the kids or the other staff members. That's just not cool. I did it for a couple weeks to get a paycheck, and then that's it. That's not how teachers function. So, but before you had even finished reading the email from the school in Poland, you said, we just lost our jobs. I didn't even read it. I didn't even finish reading it. I just started applying for jobs literally that instant. So we've applied for more than 50 jobs since Monday. The problem is that a lot of these countries, while they're searching for people, they're hoping the person is already in the country because of COVID.
Right.
Or Americans aren't allowed to enter the country without a whole slew of hoops. And a lot of schools don't want to deal with that. So, the only places that I've seen so far that there are an abundance of positions available is the Middle East and China. And they're just now opening China back up to Americans. But even then, they have to have a COVID test before they get on the plane to go. Then once they get there, they have to have another one, and they have to quarantine in that whatever city they land in for 14 days on their own dime. And then they have to go to their destination city, and then they have to quarantine again for 14 days. So you're looking at, a month of quarantine, even when you have a negative test.
What?
I was scared I locked us out.
But that door is open.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Why would it not be?
because Daddy has locked himself
I
out.
already-
I
that
locked
way.
myself out.
Oh, I've already closed it and opened it when we put the cord through there.
So I've been looking. I've applied.
And I've been looking locally.
Mine is not local. Mine is worldwide. I'm a global searcher.
I mean, we have to do both at the same time because we can't wait.
Yeah.
We can't wait for, like, for example, we have an interview at a school next week. But see, we're waiting a week just to get an interview.
Right.
We don't know how long that process will take and what.
Right.
It's not going to be, oh, come now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though they may need teachers right this second, it still won't be that because they have to do whatever they have to do in their country
Right,
to
because
employ
you have
people.
to have a visa to get into that country. Although it said you can get a 30-day one at the airport when you land for $25 a piece. And you have to have a 72-hour COVID test prior to getting on the plane.
What's a 72-hour COVID test?
You have to have it 72 hours before.
I know, but have it or have the results?
Have the results from a COVID test at least 72 hours prior to. You have to have the test taken 72 hours prior to leaving. And you have to have the results. So you need one of those rapid result things. It's over $100 a person.
I guess I don't get that because it's like everybody's trying to find a way to mitigate bringing people into their country, but what if I catch it on the plane?
Right.
I'm still gonna have to quarantine. I still gotta do the quarantine 14 days. What does it matter if I get on the plane with
I don't think that
it?
you do if you have that negative test.
But you should,
You
because you could
should.
get it in the airport,
you
the
can get
air,
it
in the, on the plane.
you can get it in the cab on the way.
Yeah, so you still essentially should be quarantined for 14 days at the very least, no matter what. So then why take the test prior to getting on the plane?
I
What does
know.
that tell you? Nothing.
That you don't have it when you get on the plane.
But 3 days later, go
Right.
see the doctor? Really? I mean, that's kind of what they're saying. I mean, because you're saying 3 days before. So, okay, you were negative 3 days before, but you got it on the plane.
Right.
So that means you're going to get there. You're going to have a thing that says you don't have it, but you do.
Yeah.
And if you're not symptomatic, like, what's the comedian? Little short guy?
Kevin Hart?
Kevin Bolt.
Oh, yeah. Usain Bolt.
You know, if you're like Kevin Bolt. Oh, you didn't see the thing about Kevin Bolt?
I don't understand what this joke
Look
is.
up Kevin Bolt or Usain Hart or, you know. Anyway, so there's our news. I was asked earlier this week were we going to do a special podcast announcing our news, but I didn't think it was really all that necessary. We'd just do it on the regular podcast. But that's where we are. So the GoFundMe has changed from Move to Poland to...
The traveling Farrs.
So now it's just really just help us get out. It's like we're now not equipped to live in the United States.
No, we are not.
We don't have any of the things, and it's almost like we should be planning for that.
Yeah. Well, and it's...
Or at least have the money to be able to do those things if we ever had to come back here.
Someone said, why don't you, take the city bus? And from what I was told, the buses aren't running.
The buses are running here. I verified it.
They are?
Yes.
Oh. I've never taken a bus in the United States
It doesn't
before.
matter. You go, just take the bus. You can take the bus. I said that before. I said that when we lived here.
I've never done that before.
Nah, well, that'll be a new adventure for you. You've done it in China.
And Thailand.
That's what I'm saying.
I did not do it in Mexico because everyone told me it was not safe. Unless you were on the women's bus. But they didn't have that near where we lived.
So, I guess my thing is, it's like, do I look at a $10 an hour job? Do I mean, because $10 an hour is way more than nothing.
Yeah.
But it at $10 an hour, would that afford an Uber
No.
to and from work every day?
No, because the Ubers are about $30.
Well, it depends on where you're going.
No. I was just going really close, like a 3-mile thing, and it was $30.
3 miles. That's quite a distance here in this little teeny weeny 1-horse town.
Not
You're going quite a ways.
really.
Oh, really?
That's $10 a mile.
No, I'm saying though, but you're going quite a ways.
Okay.
I think somewhere in your brain you still see this as a big town.
No, I don't.
Because, 3 miles is quite a ways. You're going quite a distance in Grand Raggedy. Sunny Grand Raggedy.
I have been waiting
Okay, come on, man.
all week for you and your mother to tell Aaron he's got to get a job.
No, that's already happened.
It has.
Pretty much. So,
Told you.
I don't know what you would do.
I told him there's Little Caesars around the corner is hiring.
I don't know.
The one up at on Wealthy.
Really.
Yep. I told him
But
he either better
But they work. Is it? You don't know what it's for. What position it's for?
inside the store.
Sure.
That's what it said online.
Not delivery. Not like driving.
They don't deliver that branch.
Oh, that's right. Well, does Little Caesars deliver anyway?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do. Want to slang some pizza?
Really?
Yeah, well, we all
I
need
didn't
the
wanna
money now.
I didn't want to wash dishes in a nursing home either, but I did.
And I didn't want to work at McDonald's
Me either, but
here
I did
in
it.
Grand Raggedy.
I didn't work in
First
Grand
job.
Rapids. Mine was in a nursing home. I was 16.
Your first job was not when you were 16.
No, my first job was at 11. I was cleaning houses.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
My first
You're
tax-paying
talking.
job.
You're talking. Really, your first tax-paying job wasn't until you were 16?
Yeah, no,
Wow.
because I
started
was,
paying taxes at 14.
that's because they altered your.
Hey. You don't really need to throw everybody under the bus. That's really we're back in the town now.
True.
That's a bad idea.
I started cleaning house at 11, and then babysitting and cleaning houses at 13. And by the time I turned 16, my mom gave me 2 weeks to get a job or get out. And I got a job, and then I had to pay for everything for myself. All my food, my toiletries, anything for school, my clothes. I had to pay for it and give her money. If she asked for it, I just had to give her my paycheck.
Wow.
I had no choices.
So that's what you're going to be doing soon.
I warned you.
We don't have a choice. We have to get everybody that can try to make money. Because the longer we're here, the more we need to have a way to get around. I mean, there's a reason why we didn't want to live in the United States, was because of all the things you have to do in order to live in the United States.
Yep.
You can't really operate well. I mean, I was looking at like today, or this week. Maybe I need to get a bike, but the bike's only going to last so long because once it starts snowing, the bike's gone.
Right.
And not a motorcycle either. But if I could find a job that was close by, then we could drive. We could go to those places. All right, dude. It's time to
What?
schlep. We'll let you go schlep, and we'll stay here. Go schlep. Get up now. Just get up and go. Just get up and go. Stop blowing at bees that will sting you in the face. That made no sense.
It's air. They deal with air all the day.
No. It's bad breath, and they fight that.
Yeah, because bees have smell.
They do. All right, so while he's schlepping, happily, the happy schlepper. Ooh.
That's his new shirt.
T-shirt ideas. T-shirts are out there, just so you know. Designs are going up almost every day.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads.
Okay, let's just say it this way. 200 plus items.
Yeah.
that you could choose from, all different kinds,
With various designs.
with designs made by us. Where?
I don't know.
Ah, what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Isn't it
Spread shop.
shop.spreadshirt?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
I really don't know.
Yes, the Spreadshirt
Shop.spreadshirt.com
/ Traveling Fars.
/ not / the traveling fars. I think
Oh god,
it's
we don't know it. We don't know our shop. We'll put it up somewhere.
yeah / the traveling
Because
fars.
apparently,
Yours is / a train photo. So yeah, we'll put it.
Open the door, man. Oh god, really? He can't figure out how to have to. Man, you're gonna be in trouble at Little Caesars.
I warned him. I warned him last week.
I don't know what you're warning him of.
I said you better start doing some schoolwork.
What does schoolwork have to do with that? Doesn't generate income. That's the problem I'm having. Schoolwork, more school means more money out. It doesn't mean more money in until you're done.
True.
And you got to have the job in order to afford the school. See the conundrum of living in the U.S. It's like all of the experience did nothing good for us.
Just
I
proves
said
how
that
much
one
we
day.
don't want to be here.
No, but it didn't. It did professionally. It didn't.
Well, yeah, you had put up there. It just reminds you how difficult it is to be in the United States with all you've accomplished abroad, and people just don't get it. Like, they don't get it here because in the U.S., this is the end all to be all place to be. Nobody else is better. And
But see, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you can get all of this time, energy, all of the stuff of in your field, like education, in
Right.
your field. I went from being a teacher at a training center to being a director of a program at a school
right,
outside of the U.S.
in 9 years' time, you
and
went from-
teaching the whole time, right?
Yep.
And then in some places teaching many subjects from English, history, PE, computers.
Health class. Did you teach health class?
I don't
Yes.
think I taught health class.
You did in Wuhan.
I taught a health class?
You taught health class in Wuhan.
Yep. I was there.
Was it PE class?
No, you
No,
did
It
both.
was health. It was literally.
Oh, it
health.
was that later in the day type class. Yeah, that was a health class. I forgot about that. I should put that on there too. But yeah, all of these things, and none of it matters. And it's so funny because everybody says, "Oh, you should go with your experience. You should be able to get a job easily." And it's like, where?
Right.
Like, where would that even happen? Nobody. I mean, I have no problem with putting in the applications, which take a long time to do.
And
But it's like-
redundant.
But it's like, if I'm an American, on paper, I'm less qualified, even though I've done the jobs of all these people for many, many years now in multiple countries.
Right.
So I don't know. It's very discouraging being here. And then you put on top of that, we're political junkies. So the politics are kind of discouraging, just the fact that it's a presidential year and what's going on in politics. But then you got, the worry of just, what do we have this week? Didn't we have on Sunday, the week started with guns drawn on a young man right next door?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, and then somewhere in the week, a guy tries to break up a fight and going back to his car where his children are and gets shot in the back 7 times.
And then a
And, and it's
17-year-old
like, you don't
crosses
wanna-
state lines with an AR-15 and murders 2 people and shoots another.
But you don't want to. It's like you don't want to put yourself in there, but you can only see yourself in there. That it's, like,
Yep.
what do you do? Like, how do. It almost comes down to, like, why does anybody choose to live like this?
I asked that question this week. And the answer was the same old, we gotta stay and fight. But I don't wanna. I don't wanna be here. I don't wanna stay and fight.
And I thought about
It's
that
not my
this
fight
morning.
anymore.
This idea of being here and having all of the stuff of being black in America. Well, yeah, you're kind of taking all of that stuff, and you're like, when you're abroad, you're looking at it like, I get it, I understand it, I see what's happening, but when I go outside, I'm not having to face it. I don't have to face it the same way because I'm in China or I'm in Thailand or even
Right.
in Mexico.
Right.
I'm not facing it the same way. There are other things and there are different things, but it's not the same thing. But then you come here and now you're facing it, and you're facing it when you go outside,
Right.
everywhere you go, I mean, how comfortable was it to go to the Secretary of State's office? I mean, it was not bad at all. I mean, the guy sitting outside was nice and helpful, and, we went right in, and the process was streamlined down to, it was the nicest DMV visit I've ever had
No
in
kidding.
the
It was
States.
the fastest one, too.
Yeah, because, I mean, and it's almost like, why don't you all do this all the time?
Right.
Because it would make way more sense just to have it always scheduled and go get your stuff done.
Well, and the thing-
have like an emergency thing, like for some people that, you
Right.
have to have, you're going to have those
Right.
things, or I just bought a car or whatever. You're going to have those things. But yeah, it was one of the better experiences of just going to a DMV, or, here in Michigan they call it Secretary of State.
Well, the thing that I found interesting is that if you wanted to schedule an appointment on one of the links on the platform, it was all the way out until December. But then I had read somewhere that you could do a same-day appointment. And so we literally got appointments for the next day at the same time without any issues at all. So it makes me wonder, why are they doing appointments all the way out into December?
What do you mean, why are they?
If you could just get a same-day appointment, why is that not the first option you get?
Their system's not designed. Maybe it was it was previously taken, and then now the person canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So then all of a sudden, it's like falls into a different pile.
Got
It
it.
doesn't fall back into the original pile of open days, which it kind of should, but that's probably why. So they've got it. So somebody scheduled the time, they cancel, it goes over there. And then when you look at it for the first time, looking for just a time,
Right.
you end up with, you're out in December.
So,
And then then when you go back and you do same day, all of a sudden you've got one tomorrow.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, I called this week because we need to get new physical cards for the kids from Social Security. And they're like, okay, you have to mail in your ID. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? He's like, yeah, you need to mail in your driver's license. And I said, so how do I drive? And he's like, oh, you can't. And I said, well, what if I have a job and I have to go to work, and how am I going to get there? He's like, oh, yeah. And I said, well, I don't have a driver's license anyway. And he's like, well, you'll have to send your passport. And I said, so you want me to send my only form of ID? I don't understand. And how long is it going to take? Oh, it could take, 5 days to, 15 or 14 days. And I was like, you want me to be without an ID for 2 weeks? And then I'd have to send in the kids' passports as well, and their birth certificates. And there was something else. And I was like, are you kidding me? You need all of this to be mailed, and I don't get it back for 2 weeks?
I don't understand why. Like, if you just lost it,
That's
why would
it.
you? Why would you take all of that stuff just to get a replacement?
They need proof, apparently. Oh, I know the
What do
other
they
thing
need
is
proof of?
you need to have a medical bill with your name on it from the U.S. And I said, but
How is that proof of anything?
That's what I said. I'm like, you can't use like, their insurance card or their insurance. No. You have to have
So you're saying you have to go to the doctor?
You have to go to the doctor. I'm like, so you want me to send in my ID and spend money to have them go see a doctor that they don't need to see during a pandemic so they could get new cards? He said yes. I'm like, how does that make any sense? So they won't be getting cards. They have their numbers. They don't need a card. But you can't do it online either. You can't request it online. You actually have to.
But didn't we do that before?
No, that's why.
I want to say I've done it through the mail before, and you didn't have to send anything. Maybe I didn't.
Did you do it here
We gotta understand.
Michigan?
I don't remember. I think I might have, but I don't remember.
I know that when I had to get mine, because I've had 4 different ones now. I had to go in there with all the stuff.
So in other words, you still had to have the same stuff. You just had it where you could take it to someone.
Yeah.
And now, because of COVID, you can't take it to someone, and now you got to mail it all away.
Yep. And he was saying, there's not even a drop box because they put the drop boxes in the buildings, and all the buildings are locked. You can't get in the buildings.
Right.
So you have to mail it. And he said you could do a certified thing, so somebody has to sign for it. But that could take longer because if there's nobody there to sign.
Right.
I was like, oh my God.
But if you're mailing it, who's going to be there to receive it? If nobody's going into the office. Somebody's got to be going to the office.
He said they have like 2 managers or 3 managers per branch.
Right. Somebody's got to be going in just to pick up the mail.
Right. But then that means that your documents, he said then they photocopy your documents and they mail them back.
Huh.
And so your documents, your IDs and whatever, don't end up in someone's house.
Right. Right. Because that's what they'd have to do for the person to do the work. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. You got anything? Did you ever do the thing?
Huh?
You still didn't do the thing.
Roll the intro.
Oh, it's so late. We're almost to the outro. Slacker.
Well, no, we've had that before where
Not
we
this
went,
long.
like, a whole episode.
It's like been 30 minutes, man.
It's 2 episodes. It's aight.
It's aight, he said.
The intro has already played twice.
No, it hasn't. Where do you get that from?
Because you put it in there.
Oy vey.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
The intro doesn't usually get played until after you say,
Well, then it'll be a special episode.
oh,
Whatever.
special edition
Yes.
is what you're going after here. This is going to be fun to edit. Special edition. The new edition.
Hey,
That's what we're going to do. We're going to make you walk out and just stand.
grab the paper.
I got the paper.
Do
It's
it.
right here.
Do it.
Can't you see the paper?
Do it.
I think I should make you feel the cold. What did you go to your weather app? See what the temperature is.
I think you're going to have to wait on your Roller Babes series
Come on.
for the Thick Thursday.
What?
Because I have other ideas that I
It's
want to do.
72 degrees.
72 degrees.
I have other ideas that I want to do that won't fit the theme and that won't be a theme unto themselves. So there'll be a couple randos
Just put the list in. Just
the
make
Thick
it,
Thursday.
Just add it to the list, man. If you want to find the Chadwick Farrs, you can find us here in sunny Grand Raggedy.
Come on.
And
On the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever good podcasts are sold for free at the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs, if you like the email to send to her, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, the travelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/thetravelingfars.
We'll put stuff on
Now
there.
we really need your money.
No. It's not that. We need patrons. It's not just needing money. For the patrons, we need to have them help us create the content that they want to see. That's
Yes.
the purpose of the patrons. Okay?
Aaron
Now-
will link the merch stores below.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put all those links in now for all of the merch. Actually, it's really just design things, because the merch itself is just stuff that you can get, all kinds of stuff. But the designs on the stuff, those are all us. So
Yes.
it's pretty cool. I'm
And-
like leaning in now, because as you can see, the sun is now
At you.
cutting me in half, sort of.
And
The GoFundMe at the Traveling Bars.
What?
The GoFundMe.
Are you like not saying it? You got to say the whole
What
thing,
is it?
cold person.
GoFundMe.com.
You're supposed to-
Traveling Bars.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
GoFundMe is still live. We just changed the name of it so that it
And we
reflects
updated it.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Did you send everybody an update?
I did. I sent everyone an update.
So we're still, and we were going to keep it going anyway. Once we got to Poland, it wasn't like it was going to go away. This is just going to be our vehicle for people to be able to help us with new hot lights and all the other good stuff. So there you go. Anything else for the people? Anything else for the people? Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Peace. Okay, now you have to go, and I want you to literally just to stand right here with your really cool slippers. Oh God, she can't even get out of the chair. Come on, man.
I was
Walk over
trying
here.
not to scrape it across the floor or the ground.
Come on, come on. I want you to just stand right here. Do not go anywhere. You have to stand right there. Keep going. Keep going. See what I mean? It's like literally like your skin's gonna start to burn in a second.
I'm cold.
Go. Careful. This is what I was talking about, people. She's over here complaining about cold.
you're wearing all black in the shade.
What does that matter?
That's why you'd be cold. You're not absorbing any heat with the black. Yeah.
Black absorbs.
Black absorbs
No
heat.
light.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
that's
about?
why you are cold, because you're not absorbing heat, because you're in the shade.
So it has nothing to do with black. It has to do with the fact that you're not in the sun. In
No,
the
but if she was
hot
in this,
light.
if she was in the sun and wearing white, then she'd reflect all of it.
Correct.
But the fact that she's wearing black in the shade,
But
means
it's
that
the
she's
shade, not the wearing black.
Sure,
Oh God.
but
No,
it's
it's not.
both of them
That's
put
it. I'm out of here.
together.
I can't take any of this anymore.